To remain updated with the latest business news, click on the bell icon.
Now, we know what the budget has done. It has put a 30% tax, 1% TDS. Yesterday, there was another set of clarifications, which the industry has expressed its concerns about in terms of mining as a capital expenditure. Now, how do you look at that in terms of the fact that, even before regulation, there are this host of taxes and restrictions which are there? Because the finance minister is very clear that there is nothing which prevents the government from taxing something before a law is formulated on that.
Yeah, I think taxation is like apart from the taxation rates, taxation is good for the industry. In a way, it puts the industry in the records of the government somewhere, right? And also allows government bodies to get well versed with the technology, with this new sector. So I think it's a very positive step by the government. But taking it a little further, I think the narrative in the industry has to be positive, right? How government talks about crypto and blockchain technology is very important, because from such discussions and such signals, people either get interested into the sector or they get scared, from the sector. So that's super important. And I believe, there was a discussion that the adoption of blockchain technology has been comparatively slower in India for the past 7 to 8 years. We have very few applications, built on top of blockchain. I think blockchain is a very fundamental technology, and it's a massive technology, as big as internet itself. And you need lakhs of people developing on it. That's when it gets developed and put to real use cases. You need a significant chunk of workforce, Indian workforce, working on this technology for a better tomorrow, right? And for that end, I think narrative is very important. How government sees blockchain and crypto, that's super important. And crypto is invariably tied with the blockchain. If you ban, discuss about crypto negatively, then people lose interest in the blockchain technology also. Blockchain was born with Bitcoin, right? The concept of blockchain was popularized by Bitcoin and by crypto, and that's why I think it has to be positively communicated to the masses, so that we can build this nascent industry. Yeah, that's very important.
Sumit, you're part of associations of crypto exchanges and crypto players. Are you engaging actively with the government? What's been your what's been the feedback so far?
So Saurabh, we have been communicating actively with respect to sharing our thoughts. Why the current tax provisions can kill the industry, and I'll tell you why. Right, so there are various provisions, right, which were highlighted in the bill, right, which, like, example being 1% TDS. Now, if you look at the consequences of that, right, the moment people start paying 1% TDS on every trade they make, that's essentially blocking, after you make like 100 trades, that's blocking most of the capital, right, and that will not serve the purpose, right, and then it will create unnecessary accounting nightmare for the government, for the individuals, and that's not benefiting anyone, right. TDS is good. We believe every transaction should be tracked and every data should go to the government so that they can trace if people have filed their taxes currently. But just like this 1% TDS is going to have serious consequences, and it will dry down the trading activity, and ultimately who will suffer are the retail investors, because then they will have to pay X or 1% higher or X percentage higher for every crypto they purchase, right? So this is one example. Now, there are few clauses, and yesterday there was one, like in terms of offsetting not allowed. Why would, essentially these are tax provisions which are not good for the industry. And what will happen is, when you have such onerous tax provisions, and when people read that, right, what essentially comes to their mind, okay, I will not, I will not invest in this. And people who are developing also, right, will say, okay, India is not progressive with respect to blockchain developments, and I cannot build a Web3 application. Let me shift my base and let me move to some other country where, countries like Dubai, Thailand, they are actually trying to make their country as a crypto hub by introducing favorable tax frameworks, right? And India on the other side, I think that is the difference. And how you look, what Neeraj was mentioning, how you look at this entire industry is something that needs to be thought through and discussed proactively. We are doing communication from our side with respect to sharing what the industry stake is, but I think same has to be mutual, and then that needs a deeper discussion. Every single point, right, that is coming on with respect to taxation, with respect to regulatory framework, that has to be thought through in consultation with the industry in depth, because the space is new and it requires deeper discussion so that we don't take any step which will be detrimental to the growth of the industry.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.